live from the volcano of hell. Um, oh yeah, okay. Brendan Solomon, that's me, and we are going live from hell, and I'm just gonna get right into it. Um, 3 days of darkness. Satan's, Satan's, the Satan's reign. Bullshit. Anyway, can can we get something straight? There is no such thing as there is a 3 days of darkness, but it's not gonna happen unless uh well, it's definitely not gonna happen without Jesus Christ saying it's not gonna happen um without the word of Jesus Christ. And the word the word of Jesus Christ is not. I'm gonna jump out of the sky and come back in a month from in September of 2027 of 2025. He didn't say that. Okay, we we're talking the son of the great hamburger in the sky. And I might as well just break it all out so it scares everybody back on their feet. Um, the div- the devil's the devil Satan is not ready for this yet. He's he's still doing he's still laying out the plans of how he's going to do this. You know, come down with his minions and his demonic and his demonic and his and his demon demonic crew. Okay, he's not ready for this. He's only half prepared. And I'm tired. And as much as I'm tired of having to explain this, I think this is the ultimate conversation in where we need to talk about this. There is no such thing. There is no such, like, written on paper, unless it came out of the blue, and people like Adolf Hitler have their names on it. You know, like, I mean, what's going on here? Are people in hell signing petitions? Like, where in the hell do you get that? Like, I mean, where in the hell do you get these barbecue sandwiches from? Like, I mean, where in the hell? Like, I mean, where in the hell does somebody have a plate of barbecue sandwiches and on the plate is written, "We're coming down there on September 7th in 2025. Where on that plate of barbecue sandwiches does it say that? Like, come on. Come on. The devil the devil's not ready for this. Neither is God. Like they're they're gonna get there when they get there. We're in. We are invited. And we are not, I repeat, we are not invited in as the third party. You know? We're off to the side. Like the dinosaurs were when they were here. You know? They were they were off the side too. So, like, the dinosaurs were off the side, the locusts and whatever else in Egypt was off the side, even though they made it look like they were more, you know, the pests of Egypt. Guess what? We're in the same place, on off the side, made to look like we're in front of everything. We're not. We're really, like, if you want, if you want to ask me, go ahead and ask me. Go ahead and ask me. We're not. We're not. We're as popular as dog shit. Like, when it comes, right down to it, like, we're as popular as a dog shit sandwich. When it comes to taking, all this in and having the vacuum and having it integrated on every T-shirt and vacuum cleaner service that the 3 Days of Darkness is coming next month. Like, I mean, how did, like, that's not even fair, that is fair. That's not even fair. Satan, the devil, is not ready for this. He's still, he is still planning things in how himself and the rest of his demonic crew is going to come down here. They still have to rehearse. They still have to go through the rehearsal of how they're going to come down here and kick us everywhere and become, the ultimate Halloween down here. Like, they're still plan. Satan, the devil, is still planning this out, and he better look at his calendar, if he has a calendar down there in hell, and take a look, and find out that he's 2,000 or 3,000 years too early to be coming out of the blue down here. Like, the appointed date, which nobody knows, is going to take place whenever it takes place. We do have to relax. We have to relax. We have to let bygones be bygones and just let, part 2 and part 3 of COVID Jack or COVID-19 with a Halloween flavor pass. I am not canceling the word of God. I'm not. I'm only canceling. I am not canceling the word of the Almighty. All right, I'm not. I'm only canceling this spook of a goose, this over spookulated. Like, I am not by anywhere. I am not by any means canceling the word of the Almighty. Okay, I'm not. First of all, that's not my place to be doing that, and second to that, and and this is meant to scare all of you back on track and back on, the beaten trail. Like, we're not supposed to know what God has in store. Okay, there might be an odd thing coming out of the heavens, but that'd be it. All right. Same thing for hell. Same thing for hell. There's going to be the odd thing coming out of there, but no one's coming down here from any of those places yet and with any and with any luck, and with any luck, it's gonna happen in the next 2,500 years. And guess where we're gonna be? We're gonna be dead for that time. So come on, you know. I'm just like if you are just as tired as I am about hearing this extra spookulated uh, thing, like please, please, please let me know in the comment section. You know of how tired and exhausted you are of hearing it. You know, like it's just an excuse. It's just an excuse to put on the logo. Uh, like it's just an advertisement. You know, it's just an advertisement and something to put on your vacuum cleaner when you're vacuuming the house. Okay, let's not make this like the next 4th of July. All right, because it isn't. Because it isn't. Like it's not the next 4th of July. Like we don't need to make this out to be the next 4th of July or the next, you know, or like Halloween's most famous demons coming down from hell. You know, I mean, ah! It's not happening, Bob, and it's not happening, Bob and Martha. It's not happening yet. At a point, at a point, like I mean, at a point it will happen, but we're gonna be dead and gone before it even happens. So why are you bitching about this now? We won't be alive to be bitching about this when it does happen, because we'll be finally up there. But by the time it happens, so why in the purple-headed dragon would you be bitching about it now when it's not gonna when it won't be happening? Just quit. Stupid. Like I mean, stop it. All right. Stop advertising. You know the next pile of vacuum cleaners with this 3 days of utter darkness. The heavens and hell is not ready for it yet. So, and we're gonna be long gone before it even starts happening. All right, like I mean, come on, we're talking like the next 1,700 years from now, and we'll be dead by that, and we'll be dead long before that. So, come on, you know, stop acting like stop acting like we haven't been there before, because we have with 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 the COVID-19 pandemic. You know, if that like I'm gonna die with hell. All right, die with hell. This 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 is a lot more like die with hell we we were forced to think that we couldn't go out anywhere. We were forced to think, and here's where it gets nasty. Those needles. That's right, Jack. I'm going right to the hospital on this. I'm going right to the hospital with this. It's those needles that made you think that was. It was those freaking needles that made you think that there really was a virus that was going to knock everyone out. Especially the booster. Especially those booster shots, which was and is poison. You know, and I'm not saying it's poison because I'm saying it. It just naturally was. You know, like how, like first of all, how many booster shots do you need? It was those freaking needles and booster shots that made you convinced. That was convincing. That was making you. It was those needles and those booster shots that was completely drugging you. That was completely, you know, every time you took one of those sons of bitches, you know, the needles and the booster shots. It was it, it was that. It was that got in the way. Meanwhile, this virus was like, you know, just, mind your own business. And all you had to do was, make sure you were, make sure you were germ clean. And all you had to do was take more showers. That's all you had to do. And it would have been gone. The same, and this virus would have just been like, you know, gone. And we were worrying and bitching about, like you think it was, you know, like you think it was the first time someone got, like you think it was the first time, like you think it was the first time something like that happened. Like you think it was the first time that, like, it's like having the chicken pox, but like, actually, it's like having the chicken pox, only you were turning into a chicken. Like that's kind of what this stuff is, taking booster shots during academic, and now this, the 3 days of hell on earth, 3 days of darkness. It's like having the chicken pox and actually turning into a chicken, to seal the deal. Like, are people that stupid? You know, just because you have the chicken pox, you're going to turn into an actual biological chicken? I mean, that's what people are trying to get into your head, that you are that chicken. That you are turning into a chicken just because you have the chicken pox. Like, wow, I had the chicken pox when I was a kid. Did any, and no, and I didn't see any feathers on me. So, we all had chicken pox. Did we turn into an actual chicken? No, we didn't. So that's what I'm trying to get at with this 3 days of darkness stuff. Like, come on, like. Sorry for picking my schnoz on in YouTube here. No, but like no, but like yeah, like people should not be that ridiculous to think they would be turning into an actual chicken if they had the chicken pox once. Same damn, same damn thing, same damn thing with the 3 days of darkness, which is more of a symbolic, which is a symbolic, which is more symbolic than physical. It's you, like it's us. It's us that are going through the 3 days within of hell in our minds. Okay, that's what this is. That's what God said. Well, for the inferior point was that the inferior point of what God said, of what God and of what Jesus was trying to say, was that we're going to lose consciousness of who we are. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Not because of any special, spectacular experience that we're going to have, but within us, there's a 3 days of darkness within us. That's what God and Jesus was trying to tell you. the first time around, with hardly anyone listened, you know? Like, it's not, there is no physical 3 days going to happen. Symbolically, there's the 3 days of hell going on, but only in the symbolic sense. You know, it's going to be like mother against daughter, daughter against son, mother mother against daughter, son against father against son, you know, friend against friend, ganging up on each other. That's the ticket, Fred. That's the ticket, Fred. There was no physical consciousness of hell breaking loose in the physical realm, which would happen at some point, but not as early as next month. That's just like, I mean, that is just rhetorical, you know. That is just rhetorical language. There are 2 days. There is a 3 days of darkness happening, but it's not happening outside your house. It's happening within you. It's happening within me. Even though, you know, I'm God-fearing in all this, you know, and most of us aren't, you know, so, but it's the 3 days happening in us that is doing that. There are 3 days of hell, darkness within us that we gotta, you know, that we gotta conquer. Because if we don't, you know, that's what God was talking about. That's what Jesus was talking about. Not a physical, which might happen at some point, but we'd be dead by that point. You know, there is a 3 days of hell. You know, complete darkness, but it's not happening in physical form. It's happening in us, and only in us. You know, if we keep doing things to put, you know, the ecosystem down. Well, that's not really a possible thought theory. We are experiencing 3 days of hell, okay, darkness. But I'm sorry to repeat that. But there is a 3 days of darkness within our hearts, and that is what's happening here. We are, like, in other words, we are our own demons. We are our own devil. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's what Jesus was getting at. You know, Jesus Christ. Like, but the thing is, that's been happening since we were created. You know, like, people putting down people just because they're different, or having Down syndrome, or having whatever syndrome, wearing glasses. Like, do you not think that's real? The only 3 days of darkness I know that's happening is that we are the 3 days of darkness coming out of us, coming out of our mouth, coming out of everyone's mouth, and now we're paying for it. We are paying for it with our own personal demons. We are paying for it with our own, you know, we are paying. And maybe in some ways, I did that. I wouldn't be surprised, you know. But you got to pay attention to this. There's an actual, I'm sorry to repeat that, there is a biological 3 days of darkness, but it's not outside the house. It's in the hearts of men and women, and it's in the hearts of the people. that could be actually, it's in the hearts of people that have done everything to ignore the voice of reason, the voice of conscience, like, that was us. I could have been included. I wouldn't be surprised if I was included in that, We're all experiencing 3 days of darkness within our hearts, within our minds. And that's what God was. I would not be surprised if that's what Jesus meant. Like I'm not trying to over preach this, and I'm not trying to under preach this either. I'm just I'm just saying, it's my opinion, obviously, but it's more than just my opinion. It's not. It's a philosophical thing. It's a philosophical thing. Like the only 3 days of darkness we're going to be experiencing is in us, and only in us, because we were the ones that did this. We were the ones that didn't watch what we were doing the first 300 times since our birth, and now it's costing us. So when you think about it, if we just realized it long before this, there wouldn't be any rumors going around that it could be happening. It's the human soul that's being corrupted, not upset. The outside world's got nothing to do with this. We have something to do with this. And we either got a belly up to the we either got a belly up we either got a belly up to the bar and pay for what we did, or become undone spiritually, emotionally, physically. In this case, we're not even getting the cake. Like in this case, we're not even getting the cake because we don't deserve cake. As much as that'd be a cool thing to have cake, in this actual case, we don't even deserve cake from a lifetime of not thinking clearly and doing everything to avoid the gap between what we are and what we were meant to do. Like this, when you think about it, that makes more sense. That makes more sense if you think about it. There's no 3 days of darkness outside the front door. It's an us, Jack. And as soon as we get to realize that, it will be over. So just, as soon as we realize that it's not outside the house, but in us, as soon as we realize that, then it will be over. Trust me on this. Like, I know it seems like I don't know what I'm talking about, and if someone else was doing this, not me, I wouldn't know what they were talking about either. So I'm with you there. We're all going to heaven at some point, but it's not anytime soon. So, like, you might as well eat your pizza. So you might as well go to the nearest place where there's pizza, order it and eat it, because, like, Like, you might as well just, you know, like, you might as well go to a place that has pizza and eat that pizza, because guess what? We're still gonna be living, and God and the devil and everything that's got a devilish face on it will be coming down here at some point, but you know, including Jesus, all coming down here. But when that day comes, we're gonna be holding in heaven, talking with everyone. So think about that, will you? Think about that. We gotta get around this. We gotta stop putting, idle rumor about the 3 days of darkness, because it is actually happening. It's happening within us. We are the people. We are the things. We got to stop thinking that it's gonna be happening outside the front door, and start actually thinking that and start and begin to start thinking that that maybe it's happening, but it's not happening outside the front door. It's happening in us, which makes better, which makes better sense there, because like we're not good, like we are not by any, we are not by any means bad people, but we do tend to think about bad, like we're not by any, like we are not in any stretch of the imagination bad people. But what we do on a daily and nightly basis is bad, you know? So when you think about it, that makes sense too, We are not bad people, but we can't help but to do bad things, The things that are bad. What we do is bad, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we are bad because we do them. Sorry. Like, the things a person does is bad, but that doesn't mean that we're bad. It just means we do bad things, and slander God for doing this and that when he's up there planning on when he's going to reveal all of this. So when you think about it, that makes when you slow down, relax, and think about it. That's what's going on right now, in heaven and hell. They're still planning things out, and they're planning things out, which could take another 1,000 years. In that time, in that 1,000-year gap, we could learn to love another. In that time, we can learn to be more, thinking clearly, and doing things to help and doing things to help, not just in community, not just in the community, but in the hospitals. Like when we visit the sick, or DJing for the sick, like stuff like that. Stuff like that. If we can get that conquered, then, if we can get that conquered and realized, then we can think about the 3 dark days to come. Having said that, for about 34 minutes and whatever seconds, having said that and done that, in 34 minutes and whatever seconds time, I'll see you in the funny pages. And if I don't see you there, I'll see you in here. Bye for now. Hope you really liked this video, and if you haven't, well, that's fine too. I can do better, and I will do better in here. So, having said that, see you for now until the next video.